Hi, welcome to another Hotel Tales What's Your Story Chat series. Happy Chinese New Year and Gong Xi Fa Cai to all our viewers. Red is a popular color in Chinese culture, symbolizing prosperity, luck, joy, and happiness. It also represents celebration, vitality, and fertility in traditional Chinese color symbolism. It is also a good luck color, believed to scare away spirits of bad fortune. The innovative Lady in Red concept is an iconic Kempinski brand ambassador and a distinct feature of the company's hotels worldwide. The Lady in Red, who is present at the lobby of each Kempinski hotel, has intimate knowledge of the local destination and culture. They go out of their way to understand each guest's needs and craft memorable experiences with a personal touch throughout their stay wherever they are in the world. Kempinski's Lady in Red in Malaysia is Miss Shiama Devi, who hails from Klang. She started her hotel career at Shangri-La Singapore many years ago. She later switched her career to become a model in Singapore and Hong Kong. She moved to Italy in her late 20s to further pursue her modeling career for the next 20 years and moved back to the hotel scene in 2015 and worked with the Italian chain of hotels such as Una Hotels, Star Hotels, and Principe delle Nevi. She joined Kempinski Hotel Venice in 2018 and came back to Malaysia in November 2019 to join KSK's 8 Conley Kempinski Kuala Lumpur. Let's chat with our Lady in Red and find out what's her story. Stay tuned. Gong Xi Fa Cai and welcome to another Hotel Tales What's Your Story Chat series. During this season of Chinese New Year, we see a sea of red everywhere we go, from red packets to red lanterns, red decorative items to red dresses. We have with us today Kempinski's Lady in Red, Shiama Devi, who is an iconic Kempinski brand ambassador in KL. Shyama, welcome to the show.
Hi Hanley, thank you for having me. Happy Chinese New Year to you too.
Shyama, tell us the history of Lady in Red and how it was conceptualized.
Okay, well Hanley, the Lady in Red is actually the iconic brand ambassadors of Kempinski, as you already know. And in 2009, Kempinski gave birth to this role. We conceived this role, which is solely dedicated to the guests. We are actually not only the iconic brand ambassadors, but we are also a very warm host that welcomes all our guests to Kempinski, the symbol of finest European hospitality.
Wow, wonderful. But how is this Lady in Red role different from a hotel's concierge or butler services?
Okay, so the Lady in Red is actually the first point of contact between the guest and the hotel. And besides being just a host, we are actually your friend throughout the stay. We give attention to detail to every need of the guest, which means every day checking on the guest, asking how their stay is, if they need any services, any requests specially made. So we do this infusing all our attention in culture, gastronomy, guest relations at when they check in, when they check out, and throughout their stay.
Wow, I mean, you obviously do a lot for these guests that comes to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Shyama, can you tell me a little bit more about this red dress? Is it uniform or is it designed differently in different parts of the world? How is this dress red dress? How does it look like?
Okay, the Lady in Red, every Kempinski where you go to, you will find one beautiful Lady in Red. And all our red dresses actually reflect the sartorial tradition at that destination.
Wow, okay.
For example, Hanley, if you went to Bali, you will find the ladies in red in their Balinese red dress, but with their Balinese batik. If you went to China, you might find a lady in red in the red dress, but in Cheongsam. So I'm sure you're wondering what we're going to wear at Kempinski, Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, can you give us a little hint what you're going to be wearing?
Oh, I can't. I'm sorry. That you need to wait, Hanley.
All right.
My lips are sealed.
Okay. Tell us, Shyama, what does it take to be a lady in red?
The most important thing to be a lady in red is to have a 360-degree attention to your guest, because your guest comes in all walks and form and life, right? I mean, from everywhere. They could be any persona, being business, family, or just traveling for holidays. So you need to understand the need of the guest first. You need to have guest intelligence, because then only you can go beyond the guest expectation. And it has to be warm, genuine, and sincere. That is what that matters.
Wow, you are moving service to a different level, a completely different level, by being totally personalized to each guest that comes to you.
Yeah.
Tell us, Shyama, in your experience as a lady in red, what is the most ridiculous request that you have received from a guest?
I'm laughing because the most, I wouldn't say ridiculous, I would say bizarre. The most bizarre request came when I was working in Kempinski, Venice. And there was a couple where the gentleman was going to propose to his girlfriend. And just before they were arriving, they actually planned this trip, right? And she had no idea. But he wrote to us requesting for a cake, which is a shape of a jewelry box, where he wanted to place the ring inside. Being very short notice, and we could not honor the request because it was the day before he was coming. We did an exceptionally wonderful surprise by giving them a fine dining dinner just for them on the hill. But that was really very bizarre, because it was something that I've never heard of. He wanted us to make a cake in the shape of a box. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you have to do a lot of coordination with the kitchen staff, with the front office, with the whole hotel.
Absolutely, Hanley, because we are actually the ladies in red who curate these beautiful performances at Kempinski. It could be a gastronomic experience. It could be an anniversary. It could be a birthday. It could be a bridal shower. So we are always ready, willing to attend to these needs, but at any time. So this was actually unexpected, but we coordinated with the chef and the kitchen, and we created this beautiful experience where they were sitting on the hilltop and they had the whole Venetian skyline to themselves, watching the sunset with a waiter attending to them just for them. So it was amazing. It was.
Must be a romantic moment for them. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, because it was their magic moment and we were responsible in being part of it and ensuring that it went as smooth as possible.
Fantastic. Tell us, Shyama, you have ladies in red. Do you have men in black version of a lady in red?
Yes, well, we don't have a men in black version, but we do have the gentleman in red. So basically the gentlemen in red are brand ambassadors as well. And along with the ladies in red, we represent the finest European luxury hospitality. So there is no difference to our roles. We work together hand in hand.
I see. So you have a gentleman in red and you have ladies in red. Typically,
Yes.
in a hotel, how many ladies in red or gentlemen in red are there in a single hotel?
Okay, Hanley, here it depends on the structure of the hotel. If the hotel is smaller in structure, you will have at least, every Kempinski hotel, you have at least one lady in red.
Okay.
So let me use an example from where I come from. So in Kempinski, Venice, there were 190 rooms and suites, and there were 3 ladies in red. And before I mentioned the gentleman in red, actually, Hanley, the first gentleman in red comes from Kempinski Art Lawn. Yes. And so we have a gentleman, the first ever. Yes, so it was at Hotel Art Lawn, Kempinski, Berlin.
So I assume
And
the
you
uniform is completely red as well, a red suit and a
Actually not, but he has a tuxedo, a black tuxedo with a white shirt and a red tie.
Right.
And we also have a very handsome gentleman in red in Bangkok. And just like the ladies in red, reflecting the sartorial traditions, the gentlemen in red likewise also have uniforms reflecting the sartorial traditions. For example, the one in Bangkok has the tie cut, kind of like a Mandarin collar shirt, which is in red, whereas in Hotel Art Lawn, the gentleman in red actually wears a shirt, white shirt, and a red tie.
Wow. Shyama, you had a very, very interesting career. I mean, you started with the Shangri-La Singapore many years ago. You went into modeling. You did well in the modeling world. You were modeling in Singapore, Hong Kong, and then in Italy. Spent close to 20 years in this line. And then you moved back to the hotel. Tell us your story.
Okay, where do I start? Okay, so when I joined Shangri-La Singapore, I was in my early 20s. And as any young girl, I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to see what's happening on the other side of the pond, so to speak. Yes. So I had the opportunity. I started with Shangri-La Singapore. I was there 2 years, and then I had the opportunity to move on. And in Singapore, I did my first modeling, I would say, assignment. And then I moved on to Hong Kong, where I stayed for a year, continued modeling, and where I met an Italian photographer, and I went overseas. And the rest is history. But I modeled for a long time, and I think when I was in my early 40s, yes, Hanley, I'm 49. When I was in my early 40s, I decided to go back to the hotel industry because I really missed it, because I was so passionate about it, and that passion remained throughout my modeling years. So that is when I decided to go back, because I didn't feel that I was doing something that I was passionate. It became more of a routine modeling. So in 2015, I moved back to the modeling. I left the modeling industry and I went to the hotel.
You are a true example of a hotelier with hotelier blood. You know, there's always a saying to say, once you're a hotelier, you will always come back to be a hotelier. Anyway, welcome back to the hotel industry, Shyama.
Thank you very much. It felt so good when I went back. It just felt like I'm back home, you know.
Fantastic. Yeah. And being in Italy, you speak such fluent Italian, yeah. And now being Chinese New Year, maybe you like to say, wish all our audience Happy Chinese New Year in Italian. Can
Oh
you do it?
yes, I haven't heard that. I mean, I have not heard my my Italian friends here say it, but because I do have Italian friends here,
Uh-huh.
so
How will it
I
sound
would
like?
say.
How will it sound like? Happy New Year. How will it sound
Okay,
like?
so Happy New Year is actually Buon anno, right? So when you say Happy New Year, and you can say Buon anno, or you say Capodanno, which is New Year, right? So I would say Buon anno Cinese, which is Happy New Year Chinese, if you translate word to word.
Right.
I hope I've not let my Italian friends down by saying that. But yes, so Buon anno is actually Happy New Year. Yeah.
Right. Shyama, thank you very much for coming onto the show and sharing with us about this very exciting Lady in Red concept that Kempinski is going to introduce in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, we have been speaking to Shiama Devi, Kuala Lumpur Kempinski's own Lady in Red. Thank you very much for coming onto the show, Shyama.
Thank you, Hanley. I hope to see you soon again. And next time, I will offer you a nice coffee at the Kempinski Lounge.
Thank you.
All right.
How do you say that? Buon anno Cines.
Buon anno Cinese.
Buon anno
I hope
Cines.
so. Yes.
Grazie.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye,
Okay.
Hanley.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you for having
you.
me.
Thank you.